Folks, how are we doing? It's a glorious, glorious looking scene as we sit down to watch the All Blacks take on the Wallabies from Perth. That's quite a bloody good looking stadium, isn't it? Goodness me. That looks world class. How is everybody doing? I can see Alaran is at the game. He's got the beers. Hollywood is up at a horrendous hour to watch this one from North America. Tama has been here. Novmum's here. Winston's here. How is everybody doing? Who are you picking for this one? It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to anybody out there. I think it's only Australia and New Zealand that does Father's Day today. But anyway, happy Father's Day. Hope you're all well. And hopefully it's a good game. Woo, rugby to get through a level 4 lockdown. Absolutely. It's got to have that lockdown. And got to have the rugby to get you through it. Lavani, man, how's it going? Novmum reckons they do Kapua Pungo. They may well indeed do Kapua Pungo. It's a big game, so they're feeling it. Dean is hungover at 7 a.m. in Ireland. Could be worse. You got rugby on to distract you from that headache. Novmum's at level 3 outside of Auckland. Don't rub it in, Novmum. But yes, you can order takeaways and stuff, whereas I am stuck here ordering food. Not ordering food, making food at home. Although my wife cooked tonight, to be fair. Blake, man, how's it going? Anthony, hope I'm doing well. Happy Father's Day to me and Gaza. Yeah, I sent Gaza a cake, actually. There was a bakery that was still operating, so hopefully he's filled himself up on some cake today. Mr. V, how are you doing, mate? They're just doing the welcome at the moment, so I would say with the anthems and the haka, we're still a good 5 minutes or so from kickoff. Simon forgot this game was on. Goodness me, man. How could you? We'll forgive you for this one. It is on an unusual time. 6 o'clock New Zealand time is a pretty unusual time for a kickoff, it must be said. Randy, man, how are you doing? Trivia time. Yeah, we can bust out some trivia. Big V8 show. How is it? Marco, Jeremy, cricket ground. I guess so, because it's an oval. Maybe AFL. Daramundi, man, feeling confident. Nice food takeaways. Let's go ABs. CJB. ABs 10 plus? Might be. And yes, Simon, I do remember from my time in China, Perth games align perfectly with the Chinese time zone. That is true. The trivia that Randy is so craving. Let's get it underway while they're doing the anthems. What is the body of water separating the South Island and the Stewart Island? I think I knew that one, but there you go. There you go. Kiwi Lads has got 400 viewers. Kiwi Lads does commentary, so it doesn't surprise me. Kiwi Lads and I think Forever Sports, the guys who do commentary, clean up on the viewers because I figure their audience is mainly people who don't have access to the game behind the bloody paywalls. So, it doesn't surprise me in the lightest. I cannot do commentary to save my life, so I will leave that to the experts. Theft, mate, how is it going? Good turnout, better than the Eden Park second test. Don't get me started on that one, mate. Angelo says All Blacks by 60. Simon says Optus is a cricket and AFL ground. It makes sense looking at the shape. Winton's 5-year-old daughter saw her first haka this weekend and was mesmerized. It is a pretty mesmerizing one. That is true. AB's by 4, says Scooter. Picking a tight one then. Where's my father and mum? Yako, I can't watch the game with them, mate, unfortunately, because we are in lockdown. So they are in their house, I'm in my house. So we're not allowed to mingle, unfortunately. The Cook Strait. No, that's the one between the North and the South Island. We're talking South Island and Stewart Island. John is in Berlin, man. How's it going? And Diamond's got it. The French word, the Fauveau Strait. That is the one. Fauveau Strait. Gareth, good morning, man. How is it? Simon reckons the Wallabies need to show up today since the Box didn't get a bonus point last game. Yeah, fair call. The competition will be, it'll be advantage South Africa if the Wallabies can get a win here for sure. David, man, good morning. How is it going? Simon says, speaking of paywalls, I spent $15 to watch the Canada-USA and I still need a VPN, but there was nothing on their website saying you're on territorial restrictions. That's a bugger, mate. I've tried the VPN on Premier Sports before and it didn't work, so you may still have been out of luck. I'm not sure. I used Free Sports TV, but it meant I couldn't watch it on demand. I was unable to pause, or I had to just watch it kind of live, which is unusual. Richard, mate, how is it going? I hope you are well. I am good. Is Gazza far from my house? He's like 20 minutes drive, so a little bit, yeah. Give me a heart attack. He said, Happy Father's Day. It is Happy Father's Day, mate. It's Father's Day in New Zealand, Australia, I believe. So got myself some carrot cake from the supermarket. Greendo, how's it going? Big Will, sir. Long time no see, brother. How are you, mate? My dad keeps asking about you, but he gets you and Tim confused. He keeps asking, how's Big Tim? There's only one Big Will. Big Will, man, I hope you're well, brother. It is time for the Haka. Cheers, Big Will, man. Good to see you as always. How's Twitter going? From Stellenbosch, how's it going, mate? It's the Haka. Are we going to see Kapo Pango? Or are we going to see Kamate? It's Kamate. Wonder how many in the crowd. It looks pretty decent. Henderson All Blacks have lost 3 or 4 top players, but the team still looks dangerous. Yeah, that's fair call. Wallabies have got a couple of guys out as well, so maybe that'll balance things. Josh says, feels cool like you're not watching alone. Exactly, man. We're in bloody lockdown, so good to be watching with you guys instead of alone. Greendo, hello, 2 cents. Good evening, mate. Have they cancelled the Rippers Hollywood? Yeah, the whole season's been called off, unfortunately. Reese is in Britain. Good morning for you, sir, mate. Simon watched it on Free Sport as well on a different service. Right. I think I might be on the same service as you. Big War's good. Good man. Big V8 show. The two bigs, Big V8 show and Big Will says, good to see you again, Big Will. Yeah, it's been a while. Feels weird watching rugby. Did you say before dinner? Before dinner. I've already had my dinner. I just had my dinner. No Quaid. Yeah, it's a bugger. Gary says, I'm watching this game live on TSN, but Canada would have cost you $15. I know it's brutal, isn't it? Well, I guess you get 2 games, so it's kind of $7.50. You get 2 games for that $15 price. How rare is Kapua Pango? Yeah, they save it for the really big games. That's why Novmum thought we might have been doing it for this one. With all the build-up. If this one was for the Bledisloe, you will be sure they would have done it. But no, not to be. Right. I'll let you guys know when I am at kickoff. There's kickoff just now on my one. I'm probably behind you guys. So as always, if you are miles ahead, please go easy on the spoilers for those of us who are behind. FGM, my son was doing really well in the old Ripper Rugby, but the season has been called off. 25 seconds. I'll check the score up for anyone who's not watching. Ribsy is about 25 seconds ahead. TV's 25 seconds is actually not too bad in the scheme of things. Sometimes I'm like a bloody minute or 2 behind. Uh-oh. We're going to have an All Black scrum early on. The Wallabies line out, which we highlighted in the preview, needs to be better, may already be an issue. I'm a minute behind, Randy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm at 1 minute and 10 seconds now. So Damon Murphy sticking his hand out, just FYI. How many Hakas are there? Just the 2. Kapua Pango and Kamate, but I mean, that's for the All Blacks. In wider Māori culture, there are a lot. A lot. The commentator one actually comes from, I forget which tribe, but it's a storytelling device. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I know it kind of tells a story of one of the chiefs. But Ka Puapango is kind of, they made it up themselves. They wrote it for their own purposes. Scrum penalty goes the way of the All Blacks. Discouraging start for the Wallabies, encouraging one for the ABs. Johnny, not sure about the attendance yet. I think it's pretty high, though. Richard is the only customer in an empty bar in Vietnam, watching the game alone on a big screen. Lockdown here, and my mate let me into his bar. Richard, it's good to have friends like that. Very good to have friends like that. I do recall back in the days in China, I used to have to go to a Belgian bar to watch rugby because his was the only way you could watch it. I don't know how the hell he got the games either, because when he wanted to watch a game, he would like send a text to somebody and ask them to change the channel for him. So it's like someone was screen sharing with him, but he was definitely paying for it. Oh my goodness, here go the Wallabies. Oh, I think Korobiti's about a metre short. Oh, what is going on? Taropraha escaping the colonial invaders, something like that. There you go. Karevi. Yeah, that was all Karevi that made that. Bloody hell. Karevi beats Scott Barrett. And then he offloads. He just passes to Korobiti. Korobiti gets rid of Will Jordan, but he just slips and falls. Did he get it down with that first movement, though? They're going to check the pass? They might go with that being forward. It looks like it. He got on the line that first attempt, though, right? That's a try. If the pass is all good, like Randy says, if that's flat, then that should be a try. Dave, good morning from Ireland. Good morning, mate. I hope you had your brekkie. My kids are going bananas in the other room if you can hear them. Flat out of the hands, right? I know the pass drifts forward, but that's how rugby union kind of works. What are we looking back here for? Oh, they're trying to see if he played the ball from an offside position. Game clock, Kaito, mate, is paused at the moment. They are looking at the big screen, but I'll let you know in just a second. They're saying Karevi took the ball from an offside position. Justin Marshall doesn't agree. I've got New Zealand commentary on my one. It's a penalty to the ABs. But that's encouraging from Karevi. We'll take that. Yeah. All Blacks dodge a bullet there. Karevi is looking like he's worth his weight in gold. Daryl's in South Africa. Good morning, mate. I hope you're going good. Reese says, Boomfa. Yeah, we've got Justin Marshall. Bring on the Boomfa. Man, that stadium is just so pretty, isn't it? That stadium. It looks amazing. I know it's not the right shape for rugby, but, bro, it looks really good. All right, All Blacks small time. The Aussies need to pay attention here, because otherwise they could find themselves with a bit of a 14-point. I guess a 14-point swing if it could have been 7, and now it's 7 the other way. Oh, some magic hands from the All Blacks tapping that back. Rico. No, we'll go back for a penalty. Every shape is the right shape for rugby. I suppose that's true. But rectangles tend to work better than ovals in terms of the fan experience, right? Shadow in the corner of the ground makes it hard to see what's going on when they play there. It does take a little while for the kind of cameras to adjust, right? But still, afternoon rugby, man. It looks bloody good. Natural talent, mate. Yeah, we're going good. We are going good. Still 0-0. All Blacks have opted for touch. Very kickable penalty, but 5-metre line out time. Wallabies don't contest that line out. They set for them all, and so far that's looking like a good move, but it's shaky. No, the Wallabies have disrupted. Well done. They needed that, man. They needed that. That's a brutal one if you go almost score down one end, TMO brings you back, and then score down the other. That's mentally disheartening. So that's a big psychological moment for the Wallabies there, I reckon. When will Super Rugby Pacific be announced? Not sure yet. Not sure yet. Perth is such a nice city too. I still haven't been to their new rectangular stadium. Do they even have a rectangular stadium? Oh, is that the one the Force play at? Great to see a Southern Hemisphere rugby matches being played during the daytime. Dave, it's such a rare occurrence, man. That guy, Tate McDermott, the halfback for the Wallabies, said pretty much since he's been playing professional rugby for the Reds, he's never played a game in the day. So that shows you how rare it is. And it is the Wallabies' time to win a scrum penalty, so they're doubling down. All right, swings and roundabouts, man. Pretty even stuff after 6 minutes, but it's not 6 that matters. It's 80. Nisbo must be close to retirement soon. The amount of times he gets the player's name's completely wrong, William. If I'm his age and I can still get as many right as he does, I think I'll take that. But yeah, he'll be doing life insurance ads soon. That seems to be the thing. Once you stop the sports commentating, you switch to funeral insurance or life insurance ads just to bring in a bit of coin while you're retired. Where is All Blacks Springboks being played? The first game, Jean, is in Townsville, so North Queensland. Mark says, terrible decision to play this game at the same time as the NRL. I didn't even know the NRL was on at this time, mate. Oh, David Havili hasn't been able to get to a barber for a while, but he's still maintaining that terrible haircut. A mate of mine got double headed for the Gold Coast Games Rugby Championship for $20 each. Wow. And you're stuck in lockdown in Canberra. That's brutal. That's brutal. I think the All Blacks are going to opt 3 here. Surely. Now that the universities are looking to give out scholarships to play rugby, do you think some young Kiwis will bugger off to the States? Bro, if there's a free education or some money in it, I would not be surprised in the slightest. Not surprised in the slightest. Should have been Perth. The Springboks would have major support. There's a lot of Kiwis in Perth as well, to be fair. Watch the Warriors get punted 44-0 by the Titans. It's probably why I didn't even know the league was on, man. The Warriors doing poorly. It doesn't make the news very much. Why Townsville? Yeah, Gareth, I don't know. It seems like a bizarre choice. All right, Bodie has nailed the kick, so we have the first points on the board. First blood to the All Blacks. Could have genuinely seen Bodie missing that one. Not with the Gilbert. Maybe with the Adidas. Not with the Gilbert. Back to full stadium capacity in Ireland late October, so should make the autumn games a lot better to watch. Absolutely. Someone actually mentioned it. Like, with some of the negativity about the Lions tour lacking a bit, honestly, it wasn't me that had the idea, but someone mentioned it was lacking a crowd. And I honestly think that's a huge factor. Games with crowds and just that vibe are so much more interesting. I went back and watched the 2017 game 2, where Sonny Bill gets red carded and the Lions kind of, they sneak it at the death. It was a bit of an ugly game, man. It was piddling down, quite a lot of errors. But man, it was intense, and the vibe from the crowd was massive. So yeah, I don't think it hasn't been brought up much, but it's, I think, a definite feature of what that tour was missing. Right, we're already 10 and a half minutes in. Wallabies need to get down the All Blacks end. They are in the All Blacks half, but it's slow ball. If there were crowds, the Springboks would have won that series 3-0. Oh, don't underestimate the traveling fans from the Lions, man. I watched that 2017 game, like I said, and about half the crowd was in red. There's a lot of traveling fans. No crowd plus soccer pitch falling apart plus refs slowing down the game. Can't pin it all on block rugby. Oh, Simon, for sure. It's a multitude of factors, but it's easier to write clickbait headlines that just give the box grief, I'm sure. All Blacks defense is looking good. Very solid, absolutely. Charlie May, I am at 11 minutes and 25 seconds now. They're setting for a scrum. Are you going to be streaming the Bathurst 1000 in November if there's no rugby? It'll be difficult to take notes, and it's 161 laps for 7 hours. I haven't watched Bathurst since I was about 15. I did used to be into my race car driving in my teens. I used to go to Pukekohe to watch the V8s with my old man, but not for a long time. Not for a long, long time. 2 cents V8s. What do you reckon? 2 cents Formula One, 2 cents rally. We just do the 2 cents Empire, man. 2 cents cricket. That'd be a big market. A lot of cricket fans out there. Lots of space there for Will Jordan. You'd watch 2 cents F1. F1 is great. Alan, mate, how's it going? Good to see you, brother. You missed a bit. You missed the trivia. You missed the first bit of trivia, I'm afraid. You'd watch 2 cents Formula One. I don't know much about Formula One anymore. I stopped watching Formula One when Schumacher was kind of finishing up with his comeback. It's probably when I finished watching Formula One. So that's a long time. Look forward to the 5-day streams for a test series. Can you imagine 2 cents cricket streaming test cricket? That would be brutal. Every time he leaves it, what are you supposed to say? 2 cents with cricket would work. Yeah, again, I don't follow cricket enough. Oh, Artie with the tap. Whoa. All Blacks are looking ambitious here. Wasn't back 10. Whoa, the All Blacks are piling up the pressure. Yeah, I haven't watched cricket in any way, shape, or form for a long time. I don't know any of the players. You don't need to know anything. Everyone just watches Formula One, watches the Netflix series, and act like they know everything. Yeah, fair enough. You notice that? Do you notice that with Squidge Rugby's videos? Like Squidge Rugby, because he does the best, like, in-depth analysis. Dude watches the games like 2 or 3 times. He points out stuff that nobody saw. Well, I remember he pointed out one of the Lions tries conceded in like the second test was Courtney Laws being lazy. And like the next day on the internet, everyone is just giving Courtney Laws all kinds of SHIT because like, oh, he's so lazy. He's always so lazy. I'm like, I never heard like this whole Courtney Laws was lazy thing until that video came out. But suddenly everyone's an expert. Love those videos, though. Oh, did I miss an old man Willie boy? Whoa, morning as me as the average IQ level on here lowered significantly by too many 13-man fans. Goodness gracious. The All Blacks have just nailed another penalty, and it is 6 points to 0. The scoreboard is ticking over. Bonus points not looking like part of anybody's equation just yet. Six 0. 2 cents Pokemon cards. Again, I haven't watched Pokemon since probably the original series where they only had 151 Pokemon. Is it a good crowd, Rory? It's pretty decent, mate. It is pretty decent. Don't start 2 cents ASMR. I do kind of have a second channel which does kind of ASMR, but only for walking. If you're a keen walker, it's a channel for you. Walking around and nothing much else. I mentioned it in the video the other day, but it's not a 2 cents anything. I didn't continue the 2 cents branding, unfortunately. 60,000 crowd. Is it actually 60,000? I know they had 60,000 seats, but they sell 60,000 tickets. I know they got close. 2 cents fencing. Grantman from Taiwan. Artie strikes me as a great choice for captain, sort of a combination of McCaw's drive and Umanga's passion. I say stick with him. Well, apparently, Grant, he is the third choice at the minute behind our man Sam, 1 being Kane, and Sam 2, Whitelock. So, yeah. He's what, 27? I think he needs to sign another contract with New Zealand Rugby. I think his contract's up at the end of this year. Maybe they're giving him the captaincy to kind of sweeten his future. Oh, goodness me. Here come the All Blacks. It's going to be a try. Cadbury breakaway. Try time for Jordie Barrett. That was a pretty good try. That was a pretty good try. But cheers for that, Mr. Dexter. Hopefully he's going to do a good job and have a 100% rating for the All Blacks here. That was Bodie with the grubber. Will Jordan, quick hands to Brad Weber. And then he passed it to Jordie. Jordie was never going to be stopped from there. Good try. My kids are loving it in the other room. Wouldn't Artie be the 4th choice behind Aaron Smith, Starleo? That's a fair point. But I guess all these guys have captained their own club sides as well. Can you hear the kids going nuts? They're loving it. It's 13-0. It is 13-0, which is, yeah, that's looking pretty nasty. Wallabies, yeah, they need to score next, don't they? They need to score next. Massive Will Jordan fans in the next room, absolutely. What's the other channel called, Sandal? It is Walk NZ, W-A-L-K, Walk space NZ. I think there's a space. I basically just do that one in my free time, which is not that. Like, I just go for a walk with my camera. Like, I went to my brother's house. He lives out in East Auckland. I stopped off somewhere nearby and went for a 10-minute walk, filmed it, and got back in the car, went to my brother's house. I went to the city to see my old workmates. I got up my camera, filmed 10 minutes, and went on my way. So if I'm going somewhere, I take a video of it, basically. It means lugging around a big old camera, but not a big deal. But it's a bit of fun. Go subscribe. It needs more subscribers. It's only like 200 something. Just dump 2 cents naked in the middle of winter outside Invercargill KFC at 2 a.m. He has to make it back to Auckland. That's TV. Yep. That's the insider level of knowledge right there. Films harbors that people could swim in. Yeah, if you guys know Auckland, you know the Waitemata Harbour. Waitemata, whichever one. I think it's Waitemata, really. Yeah, it looks pretty nice, but you probably wouldn't want to swim in it. You could. Charlie, my brother lives in Dannemora, not far from Botany Shops. So, yeah, he lives in Dannemora. Need to give Noah the experience in terms of not playing Quaid. Yeah, I mean, Quaid, it would have been nice to play him to give him the cap, but even he said in the press conference, like, I don't need to just get a cap. Like, he's happy to be there. So, yeah. Simon, I'm using a Sony A6400 and I carry around a DJI gimbal. So it's more the gimbal that's the size. To be fair, the camera's not that big, but the gimbal's a bit of a beastie. I mean, it's compact for a gimbal, but it's not convenient anyway. You kind of got to plan it. Whānau reckons it's game over already. We'll see. They want to get the bonus point, I reckon. 13-0 after 20 minutes. It's a pretty decent start. Aussies have been struggling to kind of get more than 5 phases without conceding a penalty at the breakdown. But there you go. They've just won a turnover, so that's a bit of good news, but they need a good exit. Theft, it is the Ronin SC, DJI Ronin SC gimbal. So it's kind of it's meant to be compact, but it's still pretty big. Yeah, it's a pretty nice camera. I need to use it, eh? That's why it's good for me to take the walking videos so I can just, use my camera for something. All right, Rico, is that his first touch of the ball? Look at him go. He's cutting them to bits. Brought down. Someone just bought your second. Man, what happened to the first one? How many matches do Wallabies need in a Rugby Championship for it to be a success? They would probably want to win both matches against Argentina and ideally this one, but it's looking, not impossible, but they're on the back foot at the moment. At least one against South Africa, so probably 3. Yeah, Simon says 3, 2 Argentina plus 1. I agree. It's a good model gimbal, got a knockoff version. Right. Well, see, that's the thing. When I had my day job and when I had the YouTube channel, if I had like a big month, like Rugby World Cup, like I took annual leave from my day job and I was doing heaps of Rugby World Cup content. So I would get like a paycheck and I would just blow it on a freaking camera, blow it on a gimbal. I don't have that luxury anymore, but anyway, it's all right. Buy food now instead. Works out much better. Don't buy nonsense stuff. But yeah, I got to use that. It was Retallick on. Hooper's just gone off with some blood. And it was a bit of a collision between him and Retallick. Frustrating that it always seems the same Rugby Championship schedule. South Africa, Argentina first, Australia, New Zealand first. Cypriot, yeah, that's actually a fair point. I feel like the Wallabies, like if they started with a couple of games against Argentina, I mean, no, it's not to say anything against Argentina, but they usually get the wooden spoon, right? You'd be able to get a bit of cohesion going along first. And then if the All Blacks are coming off a couple of smashing games against South Africa, maybe that puts the Wallabies in a better position. So that's actually a fair point. You should put don't buy nonsense stuff on a mug. The ultimate nonsense stuff. There you go. That's a fair call. Australia versus Argentina will be close. Paul, yeah, you might be right. Argentina and Australia couldn't be separated last year, so we'll have to see. Haven't seen the territory stats, but I feel like Australia's been down the road half for quite a while. Charlie reckons Aussie for the wooden spoon this year. Samu isn't bad. How we can only breed players for one position in this country. I don't know why you guys do it, eh? If we see Japan included, the fixtures would change every year. Would Japan want to be part of this competition? Maybe, eh? I guess geographically, Japan's a lot. What's the difference between Japan and Europe and Japan and kind of Australia and South Africa? It's a tough one. $2 squad jersey, goodness me. I need to talk to my guy about the merch stuff. I've been a bit slack with the lockdown. But he doesn't get much distance with that one under pressure. Wallabies, come on, man. 25 minutes in, let's get some points on the board. Whole Rugby Championship wasn't being played in Australia. I'd agree Wallabies would come last. We're hoping that we can scoop out with home advantage. Should have last year as well, but I guess McDermott close. Didn't quite pay off. Time zone is better for Japan if they focus around the Pacific, but with South Africa and Argentina, maybe much of a muchness. Yeah. What was my super brew for this game? I forget, actually. I think I picked the All Blacks, but not by a heck of a lot. Certainly by less than 13. Yeah, the Wallabies need to take the 3. 127 people. Ella, yes, remind people to like the video. YouTube loves engagement, so why not? It's 11 hours from Auckland to Japan. That's actually pretty far, eh? What is it from Japan to Europe? It can't be that much further, eh? Or is it less? Simon, yeah, the time zones, I think, are not too bad for Japan and Australia. It's relatively close. What's this? If we're going to do 2 cents jersey, we should find some struggling rugby team and sponsor it as a community, then buy their jerseys for extra support. There's plenty of struggling rugby teams out there, that's for sure. My son's rugby club, always trying to raise some money. They were giving away Auckland NPC tickets before the season went on to a hold with the COVID lockdown, saying if we get enough fans to attend, we'll get some free rugby balls. So they really need that money, eh? Oh, he's missed it. Noah, what are you doing? Yeah, cheers, Ribsy. That's actually a pretty smart idea. Thank you, mate. Even if you dislike the video, YouTube loves it. Exactly right. Man, that was a pretty bankable kick, folks. He needed to get that. I thought maybe it was using the Adidas ball over in New Zealand, but apparently he can miss with the Gilbert as well. Quaid may have not been a bad idea. Oh no, Korobedi's just been whacked in the face by was it by Jordie Barrett? Jordie Barrett's just gone to check on him. Marika is not looking a well man. What's happened? Ooh, he's raked the boot unintentionally, but it's raked down Marika's face. Bloody hell. I've seen something similar to that once with Tavita Nabura, kind of kung fu kicking, but that was more egregious than this. But, it's not a good look. Elliot, only 2 weeks till the Prem start. Saracens Bears, considering Saracens beat Ulster 45-21 a few days ago. You're not looking forward to it. I also saw that result. That's pretty bad on Marika's face. Saracens are looking the business, aren't they? Check the finances, folks. Saracens may have to be checked into the old salary cap thing. What's going to happen? Oh, folks. It was a Barrett last time. And it's a Barrett this time. Oh, Jordie Barrett. "20-minute red card, folks." Yeah. Like I said, I've seen it happen once before in Super Rugby. But in that one, it was like a visible, like an extending out of the foot into a dude's face. I think it was Cam Clark. I could be wrong. But, this one was more incidental, even if the result was tough. Anyway. But, yeah. Marika's not looking too good. No need for the kick out. Yeah. Oh, the Wallabies just missed touch. For God's sake, man. You can't be kicking it dead. What's wrong with you? Come on. What's going on? Kaito, mate, it's a red card for 20 minutes. So the All Blacks will get a replacement on in the second half. Jezza, mate, 7 a.m. where you are. No excuses. Although, to be fair, I was up at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, there are excuses. Dime reckons not a red card. We've got our talking point, folks. Low-key, you reckon maybe because it's only a 20-minute red card. If it was a full-game red card, he wouldn't have carded him? How is Banks still making the starting 15? Banks, I've been trying to keep track of who's been playing, and Banks is like, he's in the bank. He's always the fullback. Gareth reckons definitely a red card. Yeah. Australia's killing me with the mistakes, David. I know. They're a very frustrating team to watch at times. They get a chance to put their foot on the throat, and they don't do it. Maybe because they've been kicked in the face. I don't know. Don't know. More of an even playing field for Australia. Jonathan, mate, they need to get some points on the board, that's for sure. They can't. Remember the last game, the All Blacks got a yellow card and then went on the offensive, so they can't. Yeah, they can't be just, I don't know. Luke Kane flying kicks. Look at the Nabura one from back in Super Rugby. That's like a proper, Mortal Kombat kick. Who's on the bench? Yeah, it's D-Mac. As Theft says, Mike. It is D-Mac. Stupid thing is Jordie will miss the entire Argentina series. Yeah. All Blacks missed their line out. But we got a knock on. Man, where's the flow in the game? We're already missing almost 4 minutes of that first red card anyway. Yeah, I've got Kiwi commentary. I don't know if you guys got Kiwi or Aussie commentary, but the Kiwi commentary team is not happy with the card at all. At all. Sammy, a real waste if the Wallabies don't capitalise. Yeah, here's where they need to pull the trigger. I know it's easier said than done, but stands for talking about soccer. That's disconcerting. Both teams unforced errors. Jezza, mate. Yeah, it's not had a heck of a lot of flow, but the All Blacks have certainly spent a lot more time attacking down the Wallabies end. Oh man, Hooper's got headgear on. He must be cut up pretty bad. I have headphones and you can low-key hear the commentary. I'll turn it down a touch. I don't want to get in trouble with the old algorithm. Mr. V, we're at 32:08, but the clock is stopped right now. Samu's just going off. Hooper's coming back on. Jordie's responsibility to keep his foot down. Yeah, pretty much. A lot of the rugby stuff that seems to grind people's gears the most is, bro, they didn't mean to do that. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can take a guy's clean head off by accident and it'll be as much of a card as if you punched him in the face. Victoria, good morning. How is it going over in France? We are 32 minutes, 45 seconds in. We've got one Barrett off the field, red carded. And the Wallabies are still scoreless, though. Pete Samudai, mate, I think was on because Michael Hooper had blood everywhere, if I'm not mistaken, with a clash with Brodie Retallick. Stan are promoting their comps. Fair enough. Got to do that sales job. Five minutes of their red card have gone. We've got 14 minutes and 20 seconds of it left. The Wallabies have got a penalty in their own half. Tom Banks is going to find a really good touch finder here, I reckon. Go on, man. Go on, son. Good touch finder. Close to the 22. Not as much distance as he would have liked. Hooper's eyes knocked me even closer together. Craig, mate, shots fired. Alan, mate, I don't know. Usual streaming options not working? That seems unusual. I think the Perth red cards will be the AB's internal punishment. That might be a thing, isn't it? Come on, Wallabies. You guys need to score. You've got just over 13 minutes left in this red card period. You're down the All Blacks end. They've just thrown a miracle ball, and Laulala says, thank you very much. Brutal. If someone gets a second yellow card, is it another 10 minutes or another 20? If they get a second yellow card, I think it'd be the same effect as a red card. So it'd be a 20-minute jobby. But I'm not actually, I haven't seen it happen, but I assume that's how it's going to happen. Who was that through the pass? It was Valtini. Not needed. Opinion of travel passes. Opinion of travel passes to maintain a sort of normal life during the pandemic. Don't know. All I know is I'm not allowed to go anywhere at the moment. Come on, Wallabies. They're in Broken Field. Ikitau, come on, man. They're in the All Blacks 22. Brodie wants the ball, can't get it. McDermott, Lotisio, come on, guys. You need to make this game an interesting one. They got advantage. You've got some kind of miracle play you've been working on. It's the cross kick. Oh, Callaway's knocked it on. At least he got to the ball. But, man, I don't know why you go for a one-on-one contest when you've got an extra man on the field. Find the space. There's space there. A cross-field kick is a 1v1. You don't want the 1v1. You want the 15v14, man. Come on. Anyway. Callaway's not that tall. So, I don't know. Anyway. Namibia would have scored that try. Yeah, I know. Callaway couldn't quite beat ALB. Anyway. Poor decision making. Yeah. I mean, it would have looked magnificent if he got the thing, but I just don't know that was the right choice. New Zealand commentators are just saying it needed to go through the hands, and I would concur from my chair, where it's easy to say, but yeah. That is my kids in the background, Jez, mate. It's 6:50, so they're not asleep yet. Usually we get games starting 7 o'clock kickoff. So, yeah. Usually if you ever see me at a 7 o'clock kickoff, like 5 minutes before I've been here sitting in front of you guys, I'm I'm like helping get the kids dressed and showered and stuff like that. Right. The Wallabies opted for touch after that advantage. They got a second chance. Ooh, have they got it? Steve, mate. Can't see Australia winning this one. Don't think they have a proper world-beating team for a number of years now. He's hoping for a cracking second half. Steve, are you at the game or are you at home? Cheers, man. Good to see you. Appreciate it as always, mate. Looks like a beautiful day. We've got a TMO call here for a potential Aussie try. Australia line-up move. They mauled it. Come on, let's have a look at this. How the hell is Korobidi? Were his knees on the ground or nah? Where's Korobidi? I think his knees are on the ground, so I don't think that's going to be awarded because that, yeah, double movement. Steve's at home. Oh, well, comfort at home is never a bad thing. Yeah, you can't crawl along the ground. Even if you're not tackled, you can't crawl. What the hell was Korobidi doing in there anyway? Knees on the ground, he still needs to be tackled, but you can't move along the ground, right? Even if you're not tackled, you can't propel yourself, or you've got to be standing, right? Isn't that the laws? Don't quote me on the laws, man. Heinrich, mate, good morning. How's it going? Artie is off, Charlie indeed. Taylor's off. The All Blacks have got a few subs on already, and Jordie Barrett's had to go off. Harness, mate, the game I don't think will be on YouTube, but if you want commentary, the Kiwi lads or maybe Forever Sports should be doing commentary. Alan's going to be moving to Southampton. Goodness gracious, mate. It's hard to keep track of where you're going. We've got a minute and a half left in the first half. PMG, how's it going? Alan, yeah, get that old law book out. Get the laws. Tell us what it says about crawling along the ground. Who's captain? Yeah, it'll either be Brody or Bodie. One of those guys. They're both the vice captains. "20-minute red cards indeed, Simon, mate. 20-minute red cards. Playing good for 14 men, Kahu, absolutely. Kakina, mate, good morning. How you doing? Getting ready for your Munster men to get things cracking in a little while. A few weeks now. End of the month. One more play of the game for the All Blacks. They got it in the Wallabies 22. If the All Blacks score here, this is going to be brutal for the Wallabies. Ethan Blackhead is getting in there. Hoop has been told to get out of there. Coming in from the side. Here's trouble. Brutal. It is 39:50 on the clock for me. And the All Blacks have just got a try through Jordie Barrett. I think is that his first try? Man, that's a big psychological blow. I think that's going to be game, folks. Big Vietch, I was thinking about heading out. I don't blame you, man. I mean, there's a big bum on the field as well. It's Brody Retallick's bum. It's been exposed. RIP the Wallabies, Reese. It looks like it, mate. It's a bummer for AU. I see what you did there. Wait, was that Havili got the try? What? What was he doing in there? What's up with these backs? Steve's about a minute ahead. Why am I always so far behind? Bodie with the kick, and it's a stinker, so it's 18-0. Goodness me. With a man down. Oy vey. Indeed. Have to check out the stats in a minute, but yep. New clause. Good morning, mate. Good morning. That was not a pretty one. Hey, somebody just subscribed to the Walking channel. Good on you, mate. Coffee time for Victoria. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to crack on to a beer in a moment. Let's see if there's any halftime stats. ESPN is doing the stats today. Hoorah. What do they say at halftime? We've got run meters 255 to 154 to the Wallabies. Possession is 54-46 and territory is 55-45. So all that stuff's looking pretty good for the Wallabies. Yeah, it's the scoreboard that matters, isn't it? Pretty brutal looking stuff, but yeah. Just joined in. I'm sure you took the best thoughts on the red. Yeah, like I said at the time, I've seen something similar, which was a bit more egregious, but had the same result. So it's one of those ones I think was probably not intentional, but is probably a fair one. Are you disappointed you weren't able to get points with all the man advantage? Nah, I'm pretty happy with it, actually. We wanted to go for 10 minutes and let the All Blacks score a try. Yeah, it's a pretty dumb question. What can you say? Hard to see Jordie get a red, silly boy, Elleron. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's the Curry Cup final? Yeah, Curry Cup final's on next week, right? Curry Cup final. The Bulls going to smash the Sharks. The Bulls just win everything in the South African competition, don't they? Hensel reckons not a red card. Foot makes contact to the face. Has not been played in the air. I guess he's been played in the air if he touches his body, but not his foot. I don't know. I don't know if you can be done for doing it with your head, eh? Paul's in London. Good evening, mate. Good morning for you. Aussies are their own worst enemy, LB. I think I have to concur with that, man. The Wallabies have, in this game, missed an easy penalty, kicked a pretty easy touch finder dead into touch, and crawled along the ground to try and score a try for Korobedi. So, yeah, man, what can you say? They've had their chances. Halftime trivia, Mike. I need to get another beer out, my friend. Very hot stadium, says Elleron. Fitness could play a part. There you go. That's also a factor. The Wallabies have been in Perth for a lot longer. They could use all the help they can get. All right. Beer time. Randy, I'm going to get that beer. Beer for Father's Day, folks. It is Father's Day in New Zealand and I believe Australia. Why not? Crack open another beer. Hey. On the Fiji Gold, man. I'm still on the bloody Spates. Get a snack too. Now, you guys don't need to hear me chowing down on anything. All right. It's a rugby-related question. Here you go. And it says, what? Interesting, seeing as one of these teams just came up. What was the score of the 2012 Super Rugby Final? There you go. Super Rugby Final. What was the score? Happy Father's Day indeed, Ribsy. Hope you dads out there all had a good day. Winton says Happy Father's Day. Cheers, man. It is nice and cold. Lockdown beer on Father's Day. Cannot complain whatsoever. Thank you very much, brother. Novmum guesses 23-15. Star Leo goes with a provocative scoreline. Theft is, I believe, the first to get it. 37-6. Orbital goes one step further and puts the teams in. Chiefs 37, Sharks 6. That is the one. I haven't updated the score. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, I do remember that game. I seem to remember the Sharks had to travel. Was it like South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, or like Australia, South Africa, New Zealand for that final? They did a heap of air miles and they were knackered by that final. So, yeah, I remember that one. That was pretty brutal. Thank you for the reminders. Yes, I will update the score. The All Blacks scored a try at the death of the first half to make it 18 points with a pretty ordinary attempt at a conversion. Time on the clock, Rando. We are at halftime. Halftime. Remember, the All Blacks have already lost Taylor, Savia, and now Jordie Barrett to red card. I don't know if either Taylor or Savia will come back on if it was HIAs or injuries, but yeah, maybe. Thought it was HIA blood. You might be right for Savia. Sharks really deserved at least one Super Rugby title when they did. Remember, they were top of the log when we lost that last Super Rugby season. Adam was at the stadium seeing a lot of Aussies leaving. No, to say it ain't so, Adam, mate. No. Happy Father's Day, Marcus. Charlotte just dropped in to see the score. Thank you, Charlotte, for the kind words. I shall enjoy the rest of the game. Appreciate that. 2020 pre-COVID was looking promising for the Sharks. Yeah, man, they were doing so well. I remember that's where I was exposed to Apalele Fassi. All Blacks captain now should either be Bodie or Brody, one of those two. James is hi from Ireland. The problem with Australia is how easy for New Zealand to get in a score. Australia tries so hard. Yeah, that seems to be a thing, but they had their chances, man. They had their chances. James, kia ora, how's it going? James, did you watch the USA-Canada game? Sun is super bright. Will be difficult for the Wallabies in the second half. Sharks under Plumtree had so much opportunity. Current Sharks squad mimicking the Bok culture and philosophy. You love it. Definitely the future of those franchises. We'll see. Nothing like a quiet Father's Day with the rugby on. This is true. Marius, good afternoon, mate. How's it going? Teams shouldn't be too far away from coming out for the second half. We'll see if Taylor and Savia come back or whether they are done. Savia is captain for the game. Yes, that's true. But he's gone off towards the end of the first half, so I'm not sure if he's coming back on or not. So we'll see. Lost the first line of the game. You should have seen my face. Yeah. It continues to be a bit of an issue, doesn't it? All right, Mike, mate. You take care. Enjoy the time in the garden. If you were Rennie, what would your team talk be like? I don't know, man. I don't know if giving them the hairdryer is going to help in this situation. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, but actually convert their chances. We have D-Mac if we need a 50-plus meter kick. Yeah, maybe they need to let... Who else can kick on the Aussie team? Maybe you need to bring Hodgie on. I don't know. Give them a fat spray. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think Dave is the kind of hairspray job, eh? Don't think that's his deal, but you never know. Theft says giving the hairdryer isn't really Dave Rennie style. Yeah, that's it. I don't think that's kind of his thing. Kia ora, April Tui. You slipped in too late. That's all right. Have a good sleep in. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, the game's all right. The Wallabies will be pretty frustrated. They've missed some pretty straightforward opportunities. So kind of their own worst enemies at times. But the All Blacks have been clinical, man. Don't take anything away from the All Blacks when they've gone down the Aussies' end. They've had a red card as well, the All Blacks. We've looked pretty good. You know what's bad for Australia when you even want them to score? I do want them to score to make the game interesting. That is true. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a sad state of affairs, isn't it? Korobidi was denied twice. Johan, that's right. They were denied twice. Lolosio missed a really easy penalty. So, yep. April 2, I also got up at 8 a.m. this morning, so there you go. It's a pretty late one for me as well. Kids are usually up long before that. What's the general consensus, Holly, on the red card? There's not one. There's two camps, as always. There's two camps. But either way, maybe we can be happy because it's only a 20-minute red card and the All Blacks still managed to score during it. So there you go. Didn't wake up until almost lunchtime, love mum. Goodness me. That I can certainly not imagine. Do you think the Wallabies could risk dropping to a Tier 2 team? Nah, no chance. Too much money in Australian rugby, I reckon. Charlie's been waking up at 11 to 12 during the lockdown. You're a young man. I miss those days. That being said, a few of you guys know this. During the lockdown, I've taught my son to ride a bike, which is pretty bloody satisfying. And I've taught my daughter, so far, she's learned letters A through L. So she's almost halfway through the alphabet. So I'm getting some stuff done, folks. Gardening, been in the garden, man, things are happening. Things are happening. Fix my curtain. Oh, yeah, it's a bit of an OCD one, isn't it? There you go. How much better does that look? Woke up early to watch this game. Call now, good man. Yes, Marius, 20-minute red card. So there's about 10 minutes to go, 9, I think, in the second half. Favorite South African team has traditionally been the Sharks, actually. Traditionally been the Sharks. I always just used to like their jersey, and I always wanted them to win a Super Rugby final, but they never quite got it done. Teach my kids maths. I've been teaching my daughter knows most of her numbers, like 1 through 10. I've been doing a bit of practice with my son for his maths during lockdown, but he doesn't like the maths. So yeah. Favorite Aussie team is nobody's favorite team. It's traditionally been the Waratahs. That's only because when I lived in China, my best mate was a huge Waratahs fan, so it kind of rubbed off on me. And they're the only Aussie team I've been to see live in Australia. Right, second half is not too far away. As always, if you guys are ahead of me on the stream, please just be cautious of the spoilers because I'm probably behind you guys. I may just I'll just leave it. I don't want to break it. I have just had kickoff now, so I'm at 40 minutes and the clock's not moving for some reason. The red card clock's moving, but the game clock is not moving, so I can't give you a time update. They'll fix that momentarily, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go. 40 minutes, 20 seconds. So only 6 minutes left in that red card. Remember, the only points scored have been by the All Blacks. And Savia has not come back out for the second half. Have we seen Tokiaho or Taylor? Tom Banks kicking from hand. It's not been on point today. What's the 20-minute red card rule, Rubes? Basically, if you get a red card, you're off for 20 minutes. The player who got red carded cannot be replaced, so they're gone for the game. But once the 20 minutes is up, you can replace that kind of position. So, like, for example, this game, Jordie Barrett got red carded. So, in all likelihood, like, you bring on Damian McKenzie once the red card period is done. Who are you going to be supporting in the URC? That's a good question. Who do I want to win the URC? Leinster always win everything, and the Bulls always win everything in recent times. So traditionally, those would be the teams I don't root for. I don't know. Maybe Benetton. I don't have a Benetton jersey. Maybe Zebre. Don't have their jersey either. Oh, man. The Wallabies are going to run it out of their own 22. I can see bad things coming. Sharks all the way, Nicholas, you reckon? Maybe. Oh, no, Starleo, you've just done it to me as well. The clocks are not ticking at the same time for the red card and the normal time, so it's really out of sync. I hadn't noticed that. Someone get Benetton jersey. A guy named Mark Dunphy, who's sent me loads of jerseys in the past, did say he's going to sort one out. But I haven't heard from him, and I'm not the kind of guy to be like, bro, where's that jersey you said you were going to get me? So we'll see. But the guy has sent me literally, I don't know how many jerseys. Ulster, 2 Leinster, 2 Connacht. He sent me Samoa. He sent me Fiji. He sent me Uruguay. The dude has sent me loads of jerseys. What's going on with Australia, Quasi, mate? That's a good question, isn't it? They're not looking the business. Steph reckons to watch out. Oh, the Wallabies have got a scrum penalty. Come on. Wallabies, scrum penalty, up to around about halfway. Slick line-out move. And then they'll score from about 40-odd metres out. What do you reckon? Or do you just want whatever I'm smoking? Aussies making poor decisions and not executing kicks, Christian. Yeah. I mean, it's a young team, so you feel like they're going to get better. But it's kind of painful watching them go through this growing phase, isn't it? Who knows what Argentina's going to do with their club situation? I think it's going to be like the old days, man, where their best players play in Europe and then they have to kind of come together like a Barbars team when it's international time, which is pretty unfortunate. It's harder to build combinations like that, isn't it? You always like how unbiased I am, Charlie. I try, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I just watch all the different teams now. Adrian, mate, how's it going? Or is it Adrian? It's probably Adrian, isn't it? We're going good, man. It's 18-0 to the All Blacks. Surely the Wallabies can't disappoint this crowd by getting a big old goose egg in this game, eh? Surely not. They got a minute left with the extra man. They almost lost the ball. Come on, Wallabies. Ikitau, come on. They're going to get turned over. They're going to get turned over, and they got turned over. And the first time, okay, Adrian, there you go. Names can be tricky. Irish names the most confusing. I stand by that. John Marie, how's it going in France? Only heard me being biased to the Blues typically when they go against the Crusaders. I can't help that one, eh? That's in the blood. That's in the blood. Us Sappers know how it feels. We had a rebuild from 2016 to 17. It takes a while. That's true. It's true. Do you have a Zimbabwe or Namibian jersey? Quasi, I thought I had a Namibian jersey, but the one I've got is actually a Namibian Division 2 Curry Cup team. So I never quite got the national team jersey. And Zimbabwe, couldn't get it. Some of those Tier 2 teams, their jerseys are really hard to come by. Right, 46 minutes in. Blackadder jumps the line out. It's the All Blacks' chance. Will they execute poorly? You thought it was the national team that competed in the Curry Cup? You might be right, Ribsy, but it's definitely a different jersey. And I think their overseas-based players wouldn't be members of the Curry Cup side. Come on, Wallabies, on the counter. Banks, put the hammer down, son. He's not going to outrun Rico. Rico gets him down. Good run. Man on Facebook made a good point. South Africa was able to rebuild because we changed the culture, and as good as Hooper as he definitely isn't part of the Wallabies culture issue that has persisted. Rico is on fire. No good, Banks, says Charlie and Ribsy. Yep. Rodri, how does the Blues squad look this year? I don't think they've officially announced the squad yet, but they're going to be without Patrick Tupulotu and Gerard Carli Tuioti, so we're without a couple of our kind of mainstay locks, which could be a bit of a problem, but we'll have Jordie Barrett back, which is good. We'll have Finlay Christie at 9, so we've got 2 All Blacks at 9 and 10, albeit a bit of a fringe All Black with Finlay. I think we'll do all right, but the locking situation, the line-out might be an issue. D-Mac is on. All Blacks have just given the Wallabies ball from the line-out. Come on, Lolosio. Lolosio's good at the Brumbies, man, and he was pretty solid during the France series. So, McDermott, go haircut. Go. I mean, obviously, I should want the All Blacks to get a bonus point here, but come on, Wallabies. You can't get a goose egg in front of like 50,000+ people. There you go. Try time to Fainga. They needed that for sure. He tries to stare. He didn't throw a stupid pass, which is kind of reassuring. Like, he didn't just try some miracle 10% chance of success ball, right? And Karevi with quite the pass. Yeah, the commentator makes a good point. When they're back to 15 on 15, they can finally get a bloody try. Good stuff, Wallabies. The game needed that, folks. Come on. Come on. McDermott has to be their starting 9. Yeah, the only issue with McDermott's always been his distribution, but I feel like that's a trainable skill, right? You can practice passing. Haircut, exactly. Haircut is back to having the haircut. Is Lolosio going to get this conversion? Come on, man. You can do it. This is a kickable conversion. This is very kickable. I don't want to say I could kick it, but I might be able to go close if I toe hack this one over. Come on. You can do it, mate. You can do it. Come on. Oh, he's nailed it. Good on you, son. That's a bit of a nerve settler as well. Good stuff. 7 points to 18. So still 2 scores, but there you go. That makes the game a touch more interesting and gives the home fans something to cheer about. There you go. McDermott's passing has been getting better. I agree, Mark. Yeah, I think he's been working on it for sure. And I think Dave Rennie actually mentioned it. They're like, they've known there's been improvement needed there. Passing is an easy skill to train. Yeah, there you go. Simon, it's an interesting one. Like, They did a behind the scenes documentary thing with 5 New Zealand players during the Super Rugby season. They did we did one on Aaron Smith, who's one of the greatest passers of the game ever. And at his age, at 32, he still shows up to the Highlanders training facility with one of the coaches. It's either 30 minutes or was it an hour? I think 30 minutes, before he has to be there, and just passes. That's all he does. The dude who was already one of the best passers of a rugby ball in the world, and he's still nah, man, I got to practice. And it's what did Johnny Wilkinson used to do with his kicking? He used to stay behind and kick and kick and kick and kick. What did Richie McCaw do? He just used to run and run and run and run. The top guys, they have that next level determination to just keep getting better and better and better and better. There's no let up, eh? So yeah, put in the work, you'll get the results. Why Southern Hemisphere attendance is so up and down? Yeah, it's true. I think it's probably a variety of reasons. Or excuses, whatever you want to call it. Aaron Smith is definitely one of the greatest passers, same as Carter, kicking late after every training. Yeah, Dan Carter's another one. Even when he was a kid, his dad bought him goalposts to put in the backyard, just kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking. You don't get that good by accident. You practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. Most of us are too lazy to do that, right? We'd rather be playing video games or watching TV or just blobbing out on the couch. But those guys who really, really, really want to be next level good, just practice and practice and practice to maddening levels where most of us couldn't be bothered. Heard what Johnny Wilkinson even on Christmas Day would get up and go kicking. I would not be surprised. Oh, here we go. Akira. They're not going to stop him. Too easy, man. That's a pretty soft try, isn't it? Will Jordan, man, that guy scores so many tries. He's only played a handful of games, but he's got a try in pretty much every game, doesn't he? It's just getting the ball out wide and beating 1, 2 tackles. I reckon he could have beaten Tom Banks as well, but why take the risk? Why take the risk? He beat Korobidi. I missed who the second one was, but yeah. Shocking. Akira's been really good the last couple of games. Well, he beats Korobidi and he beats Ikitau. That's poor, man. That's poor. There's a mosquito trying to suck my blood. Oh, you got that one first time. You just witnessed a murder, folks. Sneaky trying to do it while I'm watching the rugby as well, eh? Barrett's lining up the conversion. Kill it with fire. I know, right? Oh, what a shocker. Bloody hell. I mean, I don't mean to say I could have had a better shot than that one, but I reckon I might have had a better shot than that one. Far out. That's a shocking conversion attempt. Jeez, that's bad. That's really bad. That's a brutal attempt at conversion, isn't it? Jeez, that was bad. I mean, that was ugly. That was club rugby ugly. Damn. Shanked it. I don't even know if was that a shank, maybe. Has my wife gone back to work? Nah, she works from home. She's able to work from home, so thank God. Otherwise, it'd been me home with the 2 kids. I'd never get anything done. 23-7 is not a big lead, mate. At the rate the Wallabies have struggled to score, it seems like a massive lead, and the Wallabies have just knocked it on. Barrett hit the first one, Jezza, pretty nicely, but the second 2 have been horrendous. Yeah. You got a mozzie bite on holiday. Yeah, I spotted that. Sneaky mozzie trying to get around the corner. Ribsy, I know, man. That is a geez, Hooper's pissing blood out, isn't he? Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. Did I play club rugby? Nah, never played club rugby. Never. I was something of a skinny lad when I was a kid. We played at school, but that's about it. Wait for punishment. Aussie will receive a rev up from the box next week. Yeah, this is surprising. The Wallabies have had extra time to prep for this game. And the All Blacks have been kind of in a soft quarantine where they're kind of able to move around, but as a group, but not like have free run of the city. So it's bizarre. It's bizarre. But at scrum time, they've been getting more penalties. So that's at least one promising fact. This is, I mean, the Springboks front row will be looking at this. I think the penalty count's 3-1. There you go, 3-1. If the Wallabies are leading the scrum count 3-1, imagine when it's the Springboks front row. Bloody hell. Sinbin, mate. Morning, bud. Too early for a pint in Wales, but 2-1 me. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. So far, so good for the All Blacks. We'll see if they can hold this one out. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Oh, they've just overthrown it. Come on, man. Come on. Shake my head. Come on, Wallabies. Like, honestly, at times these guys are their own worst enemies. What do you do? Come on, Lolosio. Go. Oh, what a pass that was as well. He get perfect timing to let go of the ball right as he was taking the contact. Come on, quick ball, Wallabies. Go on, Hooper. Oh, it's an intercept. No. Catch him. Get rid of that haircut, man. Karevi, you can catch him. Nah. Brutal. Oh. There we go. Bonus point for the All Blacks. They'll want to hang on to that. Havili looks knackered in that sunlight. Lolosio with the initial line break. It was looking good. He takes the tackle from Bodie, but he let the ball go just beforehand. Banks. And then Hooper's pass. It wasn't Hooper's pass. It was the one after that got intercepted. Was it Phillip? And Karevi didn't quite have the gas to get him. He just like ankle tapped him, but he still managed to keep his balance. Far out. Man. It's going to be 30 points to 7 momentarily. Wait. The bonus point rule is 3 tries more than the opposition. Wait, did he? Don't tell. Did he? Did he miss the conversion? Did he? Are you kidding me? Holy crap. I need to go back and watch that. Did he seriously miss the conversion? How the heck? Okay. It's 28. 28 points to 7. Let's just adjust that. Let's just adjust that. 28.7. Greetings from Taiwan, Bruno, mate. Hope you're going good. Bodie simply can't kick. They need to give it to somebody else. Let D-Mac have a turn, man. For goodness sake, this is bad. He's missing some shockers. Oh, man, it could be like 34 at this point, but there you go. Bonus point so far. We take so many disgusting losses. The responsibility for the margin, the biggest score from the beating Australia. Yeah, it's a tough one because, like, Rennie can't be responsible for some of the brain explosions, right? Honest to goodness. Barrett's never really been known for his kicking. Yeah, he's hot and cold, isn't he? But geez, he's off tonight. Richie will be delighted. Yeah, Richie Moong is not under much threat with Bodie kicking like this. Junaid says to watch up. Can the Wallabies bring it back to a 14-point game? Come on, Wallabies. Get a converted try. And then, oh, no. More turnover ball. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, man. This is salt in the wound, folks. This is salt in the wound. What happened there? We need to see what happened there. The ball seemed to bobble around. What on earth? What actually happened when Bodie was trying to give the ball to D-Mac there? We need to see it, folks. Don't bother with the Wallabies. I think the... What? But he's lost control of it into a man who's in front of him, right? So that can't be a try. Yeah. Thank goodness for that, folks. Thank goodness for that, for the Wallabies' sake. The ABs should have converted that one, to be fair. Good work from Callaway to put pressure on them. Accidental offside. Yeah. Was better in real time. Yeah. It was, wow, what the hell happened? I understand the complaints about the box kick of the box, but this rugby is like a practice game with lots of errors, Juba. Yeah. Which of the All Blacks tries were like phenomenal work and which were just like Wallabies errors? Here comes the mustache of Nick White in all its glory. That is true. They've left a few points out there. That's true. Also, Bruno, the mullets are hectic, mate. There's too many mullets, man. What is going on with the mullets? Morning, Tim, mate. Kobe's first training session of the season. You won't be joining. Have a good day, mate. Yeah, have a good one, bro. My son's season got called off, so I hope Kobe enjoys his. The Jordie try with the grubber kick was top class. Yeah, that's true. Argentina are going to get bonus points from their games against Australia. Surely not. Wait, did Tupavati come on? Because Scott Barrett's on the blind side. Go, Pete Samu. Give it to the mustache. The mustache comes on. The mustache scores a try. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Oh, there goes the bonus point. Still plenty to play for. Pete Samu gave it to Nick White. Two subs getting together. Nick White, look at that. The mustache effect. Yeah, no. He's loving that. I kind of want to see that one more time. Are they going to show that again or nah? No? Not going to bother. They're just going to focus on Nick White. Oh, there we go. I will update the score momentarily. But it is 14 points to 28. So just a 14-point deficit for the Wallabies to come back with about 14 minutes to go. Game clock for me is at 66:45. No defense at the ruck. Yeah. That was a bit of a soft one from the ABs. But fair call from Samu. D-Max just been smashed by Marika. Vati gets his first run of the game. Greedo is going to watch All Black South Africa Dunedin, but you can't now. Yeah. Is Perenara going to be able to beat Banks? Who's there to grab him but freaking Michael Hooper? Man, Akira's finding heaps of space out on that wing, eh? Could have been drawn with the two disallowed tries. Yeah. Oh, you can't let Havili run in that space. Goodness me. Blackadder is loving those loopy passes. The numbers are falling off the All Blacks' backs. Retallick tries a miracle pass. It goes to ground. It's hectic, folks. That's a try. It's ALB. And there's Akira, who is the one who set that up. Akira's having a blinder. I think he's got that number 6 jersey pretty much set at the moment, eh? Sinead says, has Akira solidified the 6 jersey? I reckon. Based on that. Are they going to check something? They're going to check that last pass. Pass looks good. Grounding. Looks fine. Happy days. Happy days. Maybe they're checking the Will Jordan pass. Surely keep Akira at 6 is good, if nothing but for a proper punishment for a Frizzell. Well, Starleo, Fozzie mentioned that Frizzell's having issues with his visa. I think because of his current court proceedings, he can't get a visa for Australia. And with the whole competition being played in Australia, I can't see him getting a visa anytime soon. So, yeah, it does kind of seem fitting, doesn't it? Can D-Mac kick it? Oh, surely. Does Sam Kane come straight back in? Fozzie said that he wanted Sam to go through the NPC first, but that's not on with our lockdown at the moment, so he might have to travel, eh? We'll see. Yeah, and Novmum is right. We've got the bonus point back. That's good news for All Blacks fans in terms of the greater Rugby Championship scheme of things. Bodie is still on. This is just a straight shift in kickers. And he's missed it as well. So different guy, same result. And the All Blacks have left some points out there off the boot, folks. Oh, 33 mark, not 35. 33. Who's playing the back row on Scott Barrett? Last time I saw, he has shifted to blindside flank. Nobody's got their kicking boots on. I know, it's been shocking. Pollard will be laughing all the way to a Rugby Championship title at this rate. A phrase involving a barn door comes to mind. Honestly, man, kicking is a practicable skill, man. Do the kicking practice, for goodness sake. What's going on? Lolosio has been woeful. He struggles against the All Blacks, doesn't he? He otherwise generally looks all right. But, yeah, James O'Connor being back is going to be a bit of good news for Wallabies fans, I reckon. All Blacks cooking hasn't been the same since Carter left. Yeah, we haven't got that kind of Mr. Consistent. Moonga's had some kind of iffy ones, but I don't know that Moonga's ever... Has he cost us a game? I don't think so. He's not quite got to the level where we've had a really close game and he's missed vital kicks. I don't think so. Pressure getting to Losio, probably, eh? They need a Mornay Staines type character. At least, like, guys like Mornay Stain, Grant Fox, like, even though Mornay Stain's still playing, but just reliable. You knew what you were going to get. France B team, to be fair. Yeah, maybe even their C team. But still, pretty strong outfit. Whoa. Can the Wallabies at least take the bonus point back? Charlie, you got a good memory with Moonga's boot, man. I can never remember that kind of stuff off the top of my head. Excuse me. What is up with all the intercepts? The All Blacks read these guys like a book. Perenada's kick to George Bridge. Is that his first touch of the ball? Folks, man. There's a lot of All Blacks fans in that crowd, hey? The salt in the wound is real, and I think that's the bonus point secured. Brutal. Ribsy's done. I don't blame you, mate. That's so frustrating to watch. Like, it's not even my team, and they kind of piss me off. I mean, the All Blacks are class. But how many times have the Wallabies down the All Blacks end and their passes are just getting picked off? That shouldn't be happening. Not this often. Like, you can see it once a game or something, but it's like 4 times a game or more. For God's sake. Anyway. Yeah. The All Blacks are just lethal dime. That is true. Hope Australia performs well against the other 2 teams, and maybe New Zealand is just their kryptonite. I hope so, man. For Aussie rugby, they need to have a good remainder of the games, eh? Self-respect, eh, Ribsy? I know, it's frustrating. I'm not sure what Dave Rennie can coach there. Like, don't throw those stupid passes. I don't know. He's missed the conversion. The Wallabies have been lucky. They've avoided what, like 8 points? Is it 8? It's like it could be 4. It could be almost 50 if they got their kicks. Unbelievable. One from 6. There you go. 10 points. Oops. No, we need to update that mark. Yeah. How can people watch this and complain about the block rugby? Man, don't listen to any of those people. Naysayers. Ignore them. That's just people trying to grab headlines. Oh, no. The Wallabies have coughed up more loose ball. Stupid passes linked to the coach's game plan is somewhat right. Yeah, maybe. But I feel like there's got to be a decision-making thing there from the players. How many kicks have gone over, Joe? The All Blacks have nailed 1 conversion, and the Wallabies 2, but they missed a penalty. So 1 from 6, and then, oh God, I don't know, I've lost track. Adrian said the score line would be, oh, sorry, Dan, you're right. You're right. There we go. 7-8. Thank you, bud. Hi, Mornay as the kicking coach. Interestingly, like Andrew Mertens used to be a kicking coach with Bernard Foley, and Bernard Foley went from like a bit of a hit and miss kicker to fairly reliable. So it's definitely, and then when Mertens moved into the commentary gig, like Foley's kicking got worse again. So I feel like it's, if you get the right coach, it's legit worth X number of points per game. Is Australia that bad, or is New Zealand just that class? I think it's a combination of the 2. New Zealand have been lethal on the Aussie mistakes, but the Aussie mistakes, it's another scrum penalty though. Far out, that's like 4-1. Anyway. Dan, not been here long, I've been playing. God, the Wallabies have been frustrating, man. They just love throwing intercept passes. It's really quite annoying. But take nothing away from the All Blacks, man. You give them half a chance and they will bury you. So Yep. You feel for Michael Hooper, honestly. Yeah, you do. Like, imagine if he plays for pretty much any other country. Oh, not any other country. That's not fair. Like, if he plays for South Africa, maybe he'd be too small for South Africa. I don't know. Is he? What's the difference with him and Khaleesi size-wise? He just feels like a very good player on a team which has been underperforming anyway. But Aussie squad's still young. Lolasio's young. McDermott's young. Ikitau's young. Like, Harry Wilson's still really young. McRae is there. Like, there's a heap of young guys in the Aussie squad. Isaac Ryder's not very old. So they can grow, but watching them grow is frustrating. Can the Wallabies get a cancellation jobby here? Banks has got one. Who set that up? Nick White with the mustache. Hard to celebrate that one if you're a Wallabies fan, but at least it gives you a little something to cheer about before the death of the game. Well, it should be 21-38. Which doesn't seem that bad. But man, it's still never really looked very in doubt, has it, folks? The mustache is so intimidating, nobody wanted to tackle him. You got to love the mustache. How many intercept tries for the ABs? A lot of the All Black stuff, how is it? It's either started or been altogether turnover ball, right? Like, sometimes it's poor passes. That's a hell of a view. The river in the background, man, that's beautiful. But yeah, there's a lot of empty seats in that crowd, hey? A lot of people are going home. Someone actually converted, I know, right? Get the honey badger on. 10 seconds to go, folks. 21-38 doesn't seem that bad, honestly, because 20, your brain's like 20, 30. It's not that close. It's not that far. It's like 10 points, but yeah. Is it really 5 conversions they missed? Because it could be 21-48. Yeah. Luke, mate, yeah, it is almost over. You take care. Have a good day for the rest of yours. The bonus point still stands, Quasi. Yes, they've got 3 more tries than the opposition. The bunch of the Boomers trying to skip and beat the traffic. I tend to stay a bit longer to beat the traffic, eh? I let the traffic dissipate before I leave Eden Park, usually. I meander. Jordie Barrett's got cramp, and he says, bugger this. The number's falling off the back of my jersey. I'm going to go home. So there you go, folks. 21-38. It's an All Blacks clean sweep of the Wallabies in 2021. Honestly, man, that's disappointing from the Wallabies. But the All Blacks, you can't give them a chance. You can't give them a chance, man. Far out. But they have, as Craig, old man Willie Boy says, they haven't been remotely tested. Yeah, it'll be a different story next week. I do hope, like someone mentioned before, that it's a bit of a bogey team thing for the Wallabies right now. Maybe they can get a bit of confidence, but they got to play South Africa. So, geez, it doesn't get any easier, does it? So, yeah. All right, guys. Kakunin, will I be watching much of the UFC? That's the plan. But we'll see. We'll see how I go time-wise. There's a lot of games on. Anyway, take care, everybody. I will see you guys again for next week's games. Take care of yourselves. Congrats to the All Blacks. See you guys again soon.